So this is the Samsung Galaxy A56, and I'm just going to go ahead and say it, this could be the Galaxy for most people. Forget the S25 Ultra, forget the Fold. This might not be as flashy, but it does basically everything that most people are actually going to need, and it will save you a big chunk of cash in the meantime. So first things first, design. And Samsung knows how to make a sleek phone, and the A56 doesn't disappoint. You've got that clean, minimal look on the back, a triple camera setup that's been slightly redesigned from the S25 series, and it's slim, lightweight, and just feels good in the hand. It's also got a full glass and metal design with Gorilla Glass Victus Plus on the front and the rear, and an aluminium frame. It certainly doesn't feel cheap, it feels solid, and it still has that Samsung polish we've all come to expect. And to be honest, I actually give Samsung an A for the design of this phone. There's not a single thing about the design of this phone that I dislike, and that's saying something. And now onto the screen, and this is an area where the Samsung Galaxy A56 certainly punches above its price tag. You get a vibrant 6.7-inch AMOLED panel with 120Hz refresh rate, and it is Samsung, so of course colours pop, blacks are deep, and the brightness is more than enough outdoors. So whether you're doom scrolling through social media or watching videos, maybe even this one, it is definitely a joy to use. And you don't need a flagship phone to get this kind of display experience, and that's exactly my point with this phone. And when it comes to performance, the Galaxy A56 isn't using a Snapdragon or MediaTek processor, it is using one of their own Exynos chips. This is a bit of a controversial topic when it comes to the Exynos processors, but the 1580 inside the Galaxy A56 I found to be absolutely fine for doing what I think 95% of people will be doing when they buy this phone. I've used previous Exynos versions, I think the 1380 in one of the older Samsung models, which was a bit of a stuttery mess, but this 1580 in this A56 has been stutter-free in my use. I've not had a single problem whatsoever. Of course, naturally Snapdragon and now MediaTek Dimensity processors tend to have better overall performance and efficiency, but like I said, the Exynos in this has been absolutely fine. And then camera-wise, the A56 is surprisingly capable. You've got a triple camera system with a 50 megapixel main camera, plus a 12 megapixel ultra wide, and then a 5 megapixel macro camera. And in good light, photos are crisp, vibrant, and very Samsung in terms of color processing. Low light isn't amazing, but it's acceptable for the price. You can shoot decent video too. It's not cinematic, of course, but if you're capturing memories or making TikToks, it'll be absolutely fine. If you want flagship level camera results, obviously look elsewhere. But if you just want a camera system that works, this delivers. And when it comes to the battery on the Galaxy A56, you get a pretty typical 5000 mAh packed inside. It's not one of those silicon carbon batteries. Of course, Samsung are a bit reluctant to use that technology at the moment, but this is plenty to get me through a full day. I'm not a heavy user with any of the phones that I use, but this has been absolutely fine to get me through a full day, a few hours of screen on time, and I'm still getting home from work with like 60%. So it's been absolutely fine. 45-watt charging, pretty mediocre by today's standards, but that's still quick enough to get you around 60% in 30 minutes. So in the unlikely event you manage to kill this phone in a day, you do get that 45-watt charging if you buy a compatible charger. So overall, battery life on this A56 has been absolutely great. I don't think you'll have any problems whatsoever. And then there's One UI, Samsung's software skin over Android. Some people love it, others not so much. Personally for me, I think it's one of the better ones out there. You get One UI 7 on top of Android 15, and it's clean, smooth, and packed with features. It's got the typical Samsung look with loads of customization options when it comes to themes and wallpapers, etc. A really great software skin overall. And you do get the luxury of having 6 years of major Android updates and 6 years of security patches. So you buy this phone now and you get plenty of support down the line. And that 6 years of software updates is pretty much flagship level on a mid-range phone. So you can buy this today and not have to worry about any of that for the next 5 or 6 years, absolutely. So is the Galaxy A56 the perfect phone? No. But it might be the perfect phone for you if you're someone that doesn't need all the bells and whistles from a 1200 quid phone, and a phone that has some decent performance, takes reliable photos, and a battery that will last you all day. The Galaxy A56 could definitely be a great option for you. Now on Amazon, this is around 500 quid. I did manage to pick one up brand new on Amazon. This one cost me 260 quid because I think it's the German version of the phone. So far, I've not found anything that would hint of being inferior to the one that costs 500 quid. So far, this is incredible value for money. And let's be honest, with the way that flagship prices are going up, for getting a huge amount of that flagship experience at a much lesser price feels like an absolute win. But let me know down in the comments if you would pick up a Galaxy A56 or another mid-range or budget phone, or are you more of a flagship kind of person? Let me know down in the comments, subscribe to the channel if you enjoy videos like this, and I'll see you in the next video.